let's talk Lindsey. Oh, sweet Lindsey. What can I say about this kid? So I've watched Lindsey grow up. She's, again, another very new face in the company. New being within a couple years. I mean, people tend to stay around once they come around. But Lindsey is Molly's best friend. And while Lindsey's environment is different than our environment, she has Molly's influence and Molly's ear all the time. And here's a kid who also has tremendous skills and capabilities that as she grows in her confidence will be unstoppable. But she's going to have to make that decision to grow and change and work on herself. And I don't know how she couldn't with Molly in her ear all the time, because the things that I give to Molly as gifts of burden and gifts of challenge as a human being, Molly turns around and dumps on Lindsey. And Lindsey's constantly having to figure it out and get with it and grow with it. And she's got some crazy cool skills. She also, like Molly, is tremendous in writing. Her style, while different than Molly's, is equally sensational. And both of them, when it comes to skill sets, are really similar. And they're best of buddies. And it reminds me of Mo, who we have a long history together. They, while in their short lives, have far fewer years. They're like chums. They're like buddies. They're like frickin' frack. Like you would expect one. If you see one, you'd expect the other. And that's kind of how Mo and I always were. If there was one there, the other one would be there as well. So I'm going to really enjoy watching Lindsey grow as a girl, as a human being, as a young woman, because as she gains her confidence and she gains her voice, I really think that the world is her oyster and she is the pearl. And if you understand oysters, when an oyster gets a grain of sand inside of it, that grain of sand irritates the oyster to the point where it starts building this layer around that sand to prevent the irritation from happening. But the net result of that irritation is a pearl. And when that calcification or whatever's happening that oyster is creating, it's surrounding that grain of sand to the point that it multiplies it inside times 1,000. And then here's this beautiful pearl, which started out as an irritation. It turns into this thing of beauty that all of us in our social world are looking to have because of its value. That's what I see in Lindsey, is that the world is the oyster, she's the pearl. She just needs to disrupt enough and irritate enough and grind enough and become good enough, and she'll be the pearl.